him. And
also, augmented reality. Hooray. Fantastic.
It is fantastic stuff. More fantastic stuff will be in the game as we do jump into the map. The plane ride is pretty friendly for everyone, I'd say. Yeah, the military island players might be a little thrown off, but apart from those blokes, I reckon everyone's pretty happy with this one.
Yeah, we're going to see the all the teams who like to loot up around Georgia Pole. Didn't really get the chance last game as that circle was so far away. I think it was only C9 who actually made the trip up there. Everyone else chose alternative loot locations, but 4AM do like to go towards North Georgia Pole. They've done just that, sending Suck away by himself to go a little bit further north, and why not? They know that they're on their own. C9 going into the south there as well as... Where are Omen? Well, they normally like to loot there too, but it doesn't look like they are going for that route.
Already we've seen a change up from a team. We've seen with 4AM, they had to choose the quarry last time. They were kept to the quarry location because of the way the plane path worked out. But this time they've had their pick of their loot spot really in North Georgia Pole and Zaki. It looks like that's the spread they're going to choose. They're going to be greedy with this loot. They know that no team wants to challenge them early on. So they are going to take as much loot as they can get their grubby little hands on. XQF spread out in vehicles now, trying to get their looting going on. This looks like they'll be around the Gatka area. Jimmy pulling up on the block, getting his work done pretty early. Cool Boy has found himself alone in this little village, this little compound. Georgia Pole crates by Unique. They're very popular. It's actually a fantastic loot location. There's so much loot at these Georgia Pole crates. If you're a squad that can manage to find this by yourselves, you can walk out with some level 3 silly vests, level 3 silly hats, and be very happy with yourself.
And a lot of cover as well amongst those crates if the pressure does come. Whoa, that's a zone. Incredibly far east. That's going to be a lot of movement for our teams up in Georgia Pole to do. Yudo once again going to have to make a pretty sizable rotation. So too, Team Queso out on the western coast. XQF going to have to move on there as well. So we'll have to see exactly how this one goes. A lot of our teams, though, are pretty comfortable where this zone's going to be. There's a lot of water in it.
Got a feel for these guys on screen though. FFQ, they've been pushed off loot locations and they're running with the scraps at the moment, and they're going to have to make a very long rotation early days to get into this zone. So far, FFQ have not found, well, their feet at all really, as we are on board with Scout. One of the star players out of the Fnatic team, they have been choosing this coastal loot. It's not really a popular location because it is so scarce down there. The loot is not very heavy. But they've been pushed off the normal loot locations by teams such as XQF. They've been forced to go for these scrappy drops instead of the big Gatka drop that they usually do.
Another thing that's going to go in the favour of Yudo here, mentioning them, is that they have got the shooting range entirely to themselves. That is their preferred loot location. Tempo, you just saw them on your screens, hanging out in Pachinki. They're the only ones who really like to go to that sort of area, and once again, they've got it to themselves. So most of our teams actually do have pretty clearly defined loot zones so far. It's only really Fnatic who are being bullied a little bit and pushed around, and I suppose a few other teams who've been under a bit of pressure, but most everyone's been able to find some loot pretty cleanly.
Yeah, it looks like FFQ will start to rotate towards that military island. They're going to stick to it, but the plane ride for them was not very kind. As you see, again, Omen and Orange knocking on each other's doors in this Yasnaya. Well, it's not even a fight really in this Yasnaya town. They're just looking at each other funny, looking at each other sideways, and then running away.
Yeah, I mean, both of those teams had pretty shaky game ones. Orange managed the 2 points, Omen Elite just the 1. So neither of those teams will be too keen to get into fights early. You don't really need to risk anything unless you're very confident that you can get 3 or 4 kills out of it. If you can do that, then absolutely the points are worth it. But otherwise, I don't think those two teams will be taking too many risks here, at least until either they get some kills that are a lot more certain to secure, or once there's some decent placement points, if they do take a risk and it doesn't pay off. Early on, I think, once again, it's going to be a pretty quiet one here.
The fact that they don't have to move is a blessing for them. Synergy E, Mega, and Soul all occupying the same area at the moment. Mortal smoked up, down on the deck. He's in a right pickle. It looks like the third-party action's helping him out at the moment, and he's managed to avoid danger as he is just sitting in that smoke. They're looking for him, though. They know something's up. Mortal getting sprayed down, taken down by online. That is one of the stars out of the South Asian region going out pretty early in game number 2.
Rest of Soul are here and putting some good damage into these Mega Conqueror players, but off. The cover is brutal coming back from Mega Conqueror there, helping out with the crate weapon they're able to grab there, and I believe that's just the one player remaining for them now. If if that knock is confirmed here. It's just Viper who is up for Team Soul at the moment, I believe.
Still got Regaltos. Yeah, still got Regaltos with him. That 2-2 split from Soul not paying out. As 4AM and Yudu continue their battle. They fought well last game, but 4AM did lose that battle pretty convincingly. Well, it's a nice headshot from Viper from downtown too. So Soul avenging Mortal's death with trades of their own. Amana's going to be difficult to pick up though. I don't think they're going to be able to go for that.
I'd say impossible at this point, unless Mega just choose to bail right now and get away from this fight rather than just stay in cover, which is what they're doing. There's no way that anyone will be able to get out to Aman. And Viper, you can see his teammate. He really wants that one to be confronted. But yeah, this is Paraboy cleaning up that frag there as well. As if you could pick a player that you don't need to be giving kills to, it's Paraboy.
It's Paraboy.
He's got enough.
He's got 2 already actually in this game alone, so he's well on his way.
That puts him at 10 for the tournament in 1 and a little bit games.
4AM with an elimination from 300 meters away. Sock.
Jeez.
He knocks Regaltos out of that window, took him down to now Soul Viper is the only player remaining for that team. And Soul, they had a poor game 1 too. As Aman goes down, but the third party SGEs, that's Synergy. Another South Asian team claims revenge on Mega. Coolboy getting lit up as well on by Yudu, so things are starting to heat up now, and it's only the third circle that's being brought in. So this is a little bit more action than we saw last game already.
To give you a little bit of perspective on these Paraboy numbers, just to give you an idea of how insane they are, he's sitting at currently, I believe, 10 kills in the last really just game and a little bit. If he was a team, he would be in 3rd place on the kill leaderboard. He would have 10.
Pretty handy.
He'd be just behind XQF on 13 and Udo on 12. No one else is in double digits. So actually, he's on XQF. What am I saying? So you take 10 kills out of XQF, they've got 3. So he'd be 2nd, essentially, if he was a team.
Circle does shift, and it's a hard north one. Those squads that we've been seeing fighting in the south are going to have to move now. It is C9 with a decent position, as well as Fnatic's last 2 players. DKG are in the middle as well. FFQ found the backside of Unique. Old Boy going down. This is a fight that's been breaking out for quite a while, as Mega trying to get themselves into the points. You see the XQF rotate straight past Unique. Kitsune buying his time. He knows that this isn't a fight he can win, really, so he's playing it slow, as Order has already got out the car and got out the gun already, knocking Tucker's lid clean off in the process. He will get picked up though. Won't be able to confirm the kill.
Unless they just decide to send it straight for his
with
kills.
Paraboy in the passenger
XQF,
seat.
no fear at all. They're crashing here into FFQ to try and clean these up. Paraboy
Surely not.
out the window. No way is he going to be able to find these.
No, he's knocked. And there's 2 knocks.
I think that's deserved. I gotta say, I think XQF got a little bit overconfident in that one. I think that was a bit too gutsy.
Jimmy now taking shots too. That's 3 players down from XQF. That was very gutsy. We saw 4AM push like that in the previous game, and they got punished for it. That is FFQ, yeah, punishing now XQF. Unfortunate that we won't see any more Paraboy in this game, but well punished, I guess, from the side of FFQ. As 4AM are lighting up more. This is Savano is actually Savano is actually lighting up the kill feed at the moment, as he got a double with the nades earlier, and now Sook again with this mini.
Mega just lost 3 players
very quickly too. They are one of the squads that are down to 1 player. Soul as well down to 1 player. 4AM versus Yudu. This is a fight that we saw last game. Go Yudu's way. 4AM will be looking for revenge, really. Nades won't quite rain out. It's very difficult to throw nades from the high ground to the low ground. Quite easy to overshoot or get the angle wrong. And it looks like at the moment 4AM haven't got the angles they need. Looking for a bit of a flank, but haven't been able to find it, anything just yet. Yudu looking like they might try and reposition off this. The nades 4AM have been throwing out. They have used a lot.
They certainly are throwing a lot of them, but they might just...
that one might be decent.
Might just be able to get some...
Oh, it might be very decent. Fredo wears it. And now the push will come out. They're going to start getting aggressive. He's in here on the flank. Jumper waiting to receive it, but he is going to be caught out. Drax caught slipping a little bit, and now the third party, or the third angle comes good. Jumper taken down, and now only 1 player up from Yudu. It is Manpung. He's not going to be able to get the revive off, and he's going to go down to the spray. 4am claim a 4-man clean wipe, and they pick up Mega in the process. So that's 2 teams they just knocked out immediately. Orange go down as well. Mega, they're in the bin at the moment. So 4am wipe out 2 teams just like that. Viper is close by as well, so they could take a 3. They could take a hat trick. And we are now moving on to FFQ Synergy. They're taking now shots at each other on the outside of this circle. They're going to have to push in. Omen is privy to this fire too. They'll be hearing these shots roll out, waiting for the first knock, I assume, before they start to move in. Strider is going to be the first one knocked.
FFQ here looking to try and confirm these kills if they can. They've already done some decent damage here, but a lot more to be done. Also worth noting, we did lose Yudo Gank in the middle of that on 0 points for themselves. Did get cleaned up. Team Seoul will be leaving us as well. So already a bunch of our teams have lost many players. Team Seoul are on just 1 there. XQF Mega also with a single player as Omen are getting a bit of a pinch with the unwitting help of FFQ onto these Synergy guys.
Oh,
it's not
Pyro's
looking
actually
too easy for them. And where did Cloud9 come from into this?
Well, they've come from downtown as Pyro manages to claim that kill out. Scout has heard the vehicle pull up close to him. He knows that he's only got 1 teammate to his handy, and Tuck has actually made a run for it now, splitting off FFQ in a bit of danger, but they've actually spread out very well to avoid getting pinched here.
Considering how many teams have a line on their position right now, it's very well played from them to even be alive at all. Omen Elite have hit the outside of the circle and gone for a very fast rotate, but they're driving straight into the last remaining XQF player. Not sure if they'll be able to spot that or if Jimmy's just going to choose to hold his cover, hold his nerve. As Tempo are still right in the middle of this one. What a ridiculous nade that is to knock Hades out. That's FFQ losing 1. Wait,
yeah,
2-3 even, never mind.
Yeah, we see now that third-party engagement. Unfortunately, FFQ wore the brunt of it as they are down to 1 player remaining. Tate from Team Queso has knocked Wi-Fi in the meantime, but he'll be able to get picked up. It is Synergy, FFQ, and Tempo Storm going at it, hammer and tong at the moment. Taka sitting in the smoke, just biding his time, really. He hasn't got much to play for at the moment. He's the last player alive. Wi-Fi actually does get stolen out by Moxon. And now they're getting pressured. Yeah, it is. It's NA on NA action, and Omen are wearing the brunt of it. Carnage, the last man alive. What can he do in this situation? It is a sticky one. He has third party from the back, and the car blow up will be done and dusted for him. Beowulf claims it. C9 on the board in the tournament for eliminations, and they're moving up into the top 10 as well.
That's alarming for Omen. They're going out with 0 kills and only 1 point. That is 2 single-digit points games in a row from them. 2 one-pointers, actually. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Still 6 games to play, but Omen, we're going to need to see them pretty much turn it around and get, well, 10 to 15-point games all the way through from here if they want to remain competitive.
More of a desert team, I reckon. As the nade comes out, it does land close enough to do some damage, but not quite close enough to get the kill. The circle is moved and it is donutted. This is going to be a rough circle, circle 6, the Thanos circle, often referred to. Could see the snap and half the teams disappear. We see 4 teams with 1 player remaining. One of the big ones, XQF there, and the big one to pay attention to. What can Jimmy do for his boys? 4am, 11 kills moving in now. Jeez. FFQ get taken out, and it's going to be them done in 10th place. They managed to claim themselves 6 eliminations though, so that's very good work from them as DKG putting shots into 4am. Not quite connecting there with the headshot, so not going to get the knock. Jimmy's on the move. He's on the move in the Dars here. He's the last man remaining for XQF, our current leaders, and he's managed to escape the line of sight long enough to live. Jimmy's actually managed to get a kill as well onto Team Queso, so Jimmy's done more than what's asked for.
How? Okay, he's lost his car. That's
he's in the circle,
risky, but he is in the circle, and with the car and that hay pile, hay bale, whatever you want to call it, he does have himself some reasonable cover. And of course, his plan here, long run, is just to stay alive for as long as he can. Mega Conqueror will go out in 9th place. There goes Synergy as well. Yeah,
4am are on the charge, starting to claim some kills. His cheek is knocked as well. Might be able to get the revive here. No, Spec's chosen to pull up at the tree. There are enemies around, all around at the moment. As Team Queso are, well, they're out now. 14 points for 4am already in eliminations alone. They are looking to equal, if not better, XQF, or they have already bettered them in kills. They're looking to catch up as their disappointing game 1 won't stop them from charging into game 2. DKG's positioning is quite fantastic here. Yeah, they have to push into the circle, but at the moment they have all the information they need. Jimmy could be the thorn in the side for them as they didn't spot him moving in.
They do have the long-range angle to spray away at Cloud9, though, and you can see those players jumping around trying desperately to get some cover, and they've actually won a knock there from Chica from the hands of Tempo Storm, I should say. Beowulf's going to go and get the res onto his teammate there. The smoke will bloom and give him the cover that he needs. Things still get a little bit hairy for our surviving NA teams, though. Cloud9 and Tempo both still need to try and find themselves some decent map control. Both are outside of this zone,
That's a nice
and that's
nade.
a big nade onto Spec there as well.
That's a third nade kill this game for Svano. Quite well, he knows the geometry of the nades quite well, but this is actually Fnatic's benefit right now. Fnatic are sitting in the middle of this engagement with 2 players alive. They're sitting in the smokes. They're just waiting for something to break out between Tempo and Cloud9, just so they can take advantage of it. They're stuck in a really sticky situation are Fnatic, and now Tempo are getting picked apart as Jinhee has knocked Spec to the ground. That leaves them with 3 players up.
15 kills for 4am right now.
This is scary territory if you're anyone else.
Their way towards the end of this game. Of course, it's not all said and done. They could well go out here, but they're almost guaranteed to be in first place after everything, given the amount of kills that everyone else still alive is currently sitting on. They've done a very good thing for themselves with this start to the game. More importantly, though, Fnatic and XQF, 2 players and 1 respectively, they've both made it into the top 6. That means we're starting to get into substantial placement point territory. So the longer these 2 teams can survive, the more worth it is. Like XQF, they've only got 2 kills. Fnatic, they're yet to get even 1 in game number 2 here, but they are getting towards the time where they will be getting some decent placement points here. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16 for the last positions, the last 6 that are left. The longer they can stay alive, the more points they'll redeem for themselves.
And Jimmy's managed to find his way into a bush as well, pushing again into the circle unnoticed, so that could be a thorn in the side of DKG. As they start to rain out against 4am, we can see Fnatic did choose to pop their heads up. Ash does wear a knock for it. He did manage to claim 1 knock as well, so not the worst trade-off result. Looks like his smokes are coming out to try and help his teammate escape some fire. Beowulf is on the deck as we see DKG starting to get knocked out. Jimmy will know this, and he'll have to wait his time out. I reckon 1 more knock and Jimmy might pop up.
And to see if he does choose to fight or just play and stay down, try and get the better placement points. But of course, kills, as we've already discussed, are worth more than the placement points relative to it. Nico sneaking into this last player from Fnatic. Surely that's what he can find.
Up.
Knows he's there, but can't quite find this final frag. There we go. It'll be a headshot as well as Fnatic. 0 kills, but they bow out in 6. That's 4 placement points. That's a lot more than they could have had.
Yeah, it's still not optimal for them. I think he'd classify that as a bad game as well, as Rain starts to wear a knock. He's actually knocked and finished off. So Temper Storm down to 2 players now. They have 7 kills to their name, so they're still walking away with decent points. They're 1 player now, and they're finished off completely by 4am, who move up into 18 kill territory, or elimination territory now. 4am wearing some shots from Beowulf as he's managed to find himself on the deck. DKG answers onto Pyra with the nade. This is going to summon into action the DKG gang as they try and push forward now. 2 in a car. It's a 2-2 split. They are going to push onto the North American side of Cloud9. This could be very hairy very quickly. Crazy gets out early, drops to the deck. He's just going to throw some nades around, get some cover.
You want to be careful about being in that car, though, as any lucky shots from C9 that connect with that car could blow it up and put a bit of a awkward end to their campaign here. Worth noting as well, Jimmy, I was just about to say, yeah, he's still in this top 4. He's got so many points for his team here, and he really wants to get this nade in. He could get so many kills if that lands.
It does!
It does! It knocks out Crazy. Now they know roughly where he is, but DKG still have so many other players to worry about. They can't really afford to just turn and focus Jimmy right now.
Yeah, Mad GG can't afford to pick up the revive. He has to be active here, watching out for Jimmy. Jimmy's really helping out Cloud9 here. They managed to pick up Beowulf. Now they're 4 strong. Jimmy's actually claimed Crazy.
No
DKG are getting picked apart. They're down to 1 player remaining. It's only Moxon strong at the moment.
No way does Jimmy get top 3 with this play.
Jimmy's done it, I reckon.
I think he might have just done it.
Unless Pyra finds him now. Jimmy might, but now Svano with 8 kills has found Beowulf in the grass. That will be his 9th. Percasas is going to try and get the trade onto it. Spray just missing. And he's now aware of where Percasas lies. Will he try and break double digits? You probably back it from here.
I mean, he's actually just beaten the record from last game that Paraboy set for kills by a single player in this tournament. Of course, we're only 2 games in, but good to see that we are having these players step up and perform on an individual level. XQF and DKG both with 1
Moxon's down.
That will be the end of DKG going out in 4th place. Jimmy has somehow stayed
Jimmy's
alive
answering
all
all
the
the
way,
time.
and he's spraying into Cloud9 as well. He finally is taken out, but all the way into 3rd place for XQF. That is a very big thing for them. It's 4 AM and Cloud9 are left to fight it out.
You can see Cloud9 now wearing the knocks. They're down to their last player, and that will be it. And 4 AM will claim a 23 kill chicken, 23 kill win, I believe that is, for 4 AM. That is incredible numbers. 23 players. We go into the lobby with 60 players. Take away the 4 on their team, that's 56. They got almost half of the eliminations in the lobby.
That's stupid. It's completely ridiculous from them. It's a very, very good game. And, I mean, I think we kind of provoked it by mentioning that, you know, that XQF had a really good game 1. And that maybe no one else will be beating those sorts of numbers. And then it's like, no. We're going to beat both your individual record and your kill record. You know, we're just going to beat everything. Why not? Let's go.
It was incredible action out from 4 AM. It felt like they did not lose a single engagement on the way. Well, obviously they didn't lose a single, but they didn't lose any sort of ground.